Welcome to Think IP, the podcast that helps you uncover the hidden value in your business. When buying or selling a company, did you know that intellectual property often makes up the majority of the purchase price? That means both buyers and sellers need to have a clear understanding of the intellectual property assets at stake. I'm Dr. M, and today we're diving into moral rights, what they are, why they matter, and how they can directly impact your business decisions. These rights are often overlooked, but can have serious consequences if ignored. As before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and head over to thinkip.au to get your free copy of Think IP, a comprehensive 300-plus page guide packed with strategies to protect and commercialize your intellectual property for greater wealth. This is a limited time offer, so hurry, stick around till the end, because understanding this could save you from legal headaches and even put more money in your pocket. All right, let's get into it. Moral rights, what are they? Unlike copyright, which protects ownership and financial interests, moral rights are personal rights granted to the individual creator or performer. Only the creator, not the copyright owner, or the person who owns the physical material gets to exercise these rights. And here's the kicker. These rights can't be assigned or licensed to anyone else, not even the business that holds the copyright. Now you might be thinking, wait, so even if I own the copyright to something, I still have to think about moral rights? Yes. And it gets trickier because there are special rules if the author or performer has passed away or can't manage their affairs. But here's a useful workaround. Creators and performers can provide written consent, allowing businesses to use their work without infringing on moral rights. This is where it gets important for businesses. If you're contracting third parties for creative work, you need to cover your bases. Here's what you should do. Get explicit consent. Make sure you have permission for all intended uses, including edits and future applications. This avoids complications down the road. Set expectations. If you want to credit the author or performer in a specific way, spell it out. Will their name be listed in a credits section? Or do they expect attribution on every piece of work? Consider a one-time fee. Instead of a per-use payment model, a single upfront fee for consent might be easier to manage administratively. And here's where legal advice comes in handy. If you're asking for consent to use a work in a way that would normally infringe moral rights, you should definitely check with a legal expert to make sure you're on solid ground. Let's look at an example. Imagine you hire a photographer to take images for an internal report. You own the copyright, but moral rights still apply. The contract should clarify how the photographer will be credited. Maybe in a general acknowledgement at the end instead of under each photo. You might also want to get their consent to crop or edit the photos without infringing on their moral rights. Now, what if you think your use of the work is reasonable and doesn't require consent? That's where you need to assess 1. The nature and purpose of the work. 2. How and where it was created and used. 3. Industry norms and voluntary codes of practice. 4. Whether it was made by an employee or under contract. 5. If multiple authors are involved, their views on the intended use. But here's a warning. If you don't get the proper consent and a court decides your use wasn't reasonable, you could be blocked from using the material the way you want. This is why businesses should have an intellectual property agreement, IPA policy, outlining when and how creators should be credited. And a key takeaway, businesses don't have moral rights, only individuals do. If you want to ensure that your material isn't used in a derogatory way or altered without permission, you need to make this clear in your copyright agreements. Spell it out in contracts with anyone you provide the material to. So to wrap up, moral rights are a crucial but often overlooked aspect of intellectual property. Whether you're commissioning creative work or looking to use existing material, make sure you have the right permissions in place. And when in doubt, consult a legal expert. If you want to dive deeper into today's topic, hit the subscribe button and leave your email address in the comments section, and I'll send you a free copy of the Think IP book, over 300 pages of practical, high-value insights. And if you found today's discussion valuable, share this episode with fellow entrepreneurs and business leaders. Until next time, think IP, because it pays.